Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for the Spy Shack podcast once again. And we did take a week off from for the Thanksgiving episode. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get all of us together and record, but we're here for this week's episode, episode 12, about to have a rumble. And I wanted to go ahead and just introduce everybody once again. Randy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back.
Aaron, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
And Kim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
So, like I said, we didn't get to really sit down and talk about last week's double episode. It was a really good episode, but we're already into this week, so we just wanted to just bring up a couple of just key points that we really liked about last week's episode before we jump into this new episode. And I'll put a timestamp in the description so you guys can skip ahead if you would like. Aaron, what did you want to talk about episode 11 and 12? Sorry, 10 and 11.
For episode 10, David offering to sit out when everyone tells him he doesn't need to. David cries. Very emotional. David's immunity win was pretty badass. Did not see Chris going. I mean, the preview said so, but I thought he seemed like the type that would have, made it pretty far, and I thought that there was still going to be like a whole storyline for him and him going to the end, probably winning, but nope, obviously not. Episode 11, the reward with the snake challenge was a GIF fest, G-I-F, GIF, a GIF fest, yes. Brett coming out to Zeke was touching. The immunity challenge was too quick. It ended in a slide puzzle. Come on. The back and forth of who was going, and for the third time in Survivor history, we had a rock draw. Kudos to them for covering it up, because with Blood versus Water, it was really hinted that something's going to happen that hasn't happened in years. Oh, it's going to be a rock draw. You got to draw rocks. Called it. But this one, didn't see it coming. And unfortunately, Jessica had to be the victim of it. Poor Jessica.
Kim, what did you think of the last week's episodes?
A lot of what Aaron said. I lost both of my draft picks, so on that one, I was pretty upset about that. And I just wanted to say one thing that bothered me about Brett. And his episode fabulous. He came out. That's great. But really bothered me was at Tribal when he made fun of David. Like, what are you going to cry about it? That pissed me off.
Yeah.
I thought it was a jerk move. So that's, I guess, all I have to say, because I want to get to episode 12, but I really thought it was a jerk move on Brett's part to make fun of David. So that's all.
Randy?
Though I wanted to build off of Kim's comment that I did like Brett, how he pwned Probst by saying, I don't care about the trust clusters. Like, Brett, marry me.
Randy?
Yeah, I want to start by saying that, Chris went episode 10. Last podcast, I called that. You guys scoffed at me, whatever. I'll pat myself on the back. But the little thing that I want to call out in these two episodes that's kind of, I don't think, getting enough attention was Jay. Jay in episode 10 having the guts or stupidity, whatever you want to use it, to not use as a hidden immunity idol and hold on to it. And then in episode 11, completely dominating the immunity challenge to put himself in a pretty good position. He really fought his way back after some rough episodes where two of his closest allies, Michelle and Taylor, left. He was in a bad position, and then the next two, he fought himself back into a really good spot. So I just kind of want to give Jay some kudos for those, a great double episode.
Yeah, I'm. This is the second time we get a double episode right before Thanksgiving. I like the concept of them continuing to do this. However, it does wreak havoc on the podcast. But I hope they continue doing it. I don't remember too much about episode 10, other than, of course, Chris being the one that gets voted off. Didn't see that coming. Randy, you're right. You did call that. Jay, I believe Jay worked himself in a good position, like you said, and he survived long enough to where he will be now be useful to other people. So they're going to bring him in, which they have, and now he's sitting pretty good in another alliance. Episode 11, the whole Brett and Zeke thing was great moment. Finally, a moment where we got to see some of that Gen X millennial thing pay off without it being forced to us by tropes, which is why I liked it. However, the previous episodes did bring us a little bit better character of Brett. The final, not the final, but the tribal council did kind of knock him down a little bit for me because of the way he reacted towards David. Jessica leaving is really it just broke my heart because I really wanted her to go further. And however, I think she did the right thing. I know some people said that the rock draw was the wrong place to go. However, she was on the wrong end. She would have been on the bottom end of an alliance with the only person that is flipping would have been the one voted out. So it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
So either way, she was screwed either way. If she picked the Black Rock or if she went last week and flipped the vote, she was gone.
Yeah.
She would have left. She would have left this week if she wasn't gone.
Yeah, and I do want to make one quick comment about Gen X Jessica. She, the queen of Survivor Twitter, and I think, in my opinion, this season.
Oh, yeah, she followed me. Yeah.
She's been absolutely great working with people. I know she listened to this podcast last episode and really enjoyed it. So just the way she's listened to the fans and communicated with the fans, it was a shame to see her go out that way, but I think she made a legacy for herself there.
Oh, she did, and kudos to her love for salt and vinegar potato chips.
Yes, and by the way, guys, I think I don't know if she did it playing around, but she might be selling her rock. So let's go ahead and talk about this week's episode, episode 12. I wrote some quick notes. This is the first time we're actually doing it right after the episode, or like an hour after the episode. But we see Zeke kind of saying he's solidified his final five. He wants to go to the end with them. He does this little thing in the very beginning of the confessional, which kind of, I think, signaled his doom. But what did you all think of Zeke's confessional at the beginning of the episode? Randy?
Well, absolutely what you said right there. He starts it off by saying, I got to get David out this week. And I just think, good, David's safe now. Just because the way that they edited that, it seemed pretty transparent that at least it wasn't going to be David.
I was happy about that too.
Absolutely. I thought it was interesting to see Hannah kind of feel bad for Jessica. And she tends to make things about herself a lot, but in not a greedy way. And it's worked out for her pretty well with getting where she is. But I thought it was a really interesting start.
Aaron?
I was laughing to myself about because I completely forgot about Hannah crying. The reason why I'm not a sadist who's laughing about Hannah's crying. The thing that cracked me up was that Will was consoling her, and he said, Don't worry, we're all here. Really? You're all there? Because I've been seeing barely any of you, Will. I didn't know what to think. I just thought, what really threw me off was I've been saying how bad the recaps are for the recaps that they give from last week. Tonight was horrible. They just said, last tribal council went to a rock draw. It's like 1 minute. I mean, I get to, cutting to the chase and just getting to the actual episode. But
you see, I'm more for cutting to the chase and getting to the actual episode. But I know what happened last week. I don't need to see a reminder because I'd rather just focus on the now. I'm always about the now. Like with Zeke's confessional, I knew he was going home. I knew it the very beginning because as soon as you start feeling too safe, what happens? You leave. It's always that way. And Zeke was feeling safe. He felt, I have the numbers. I'm safe. I'm getting David out. And I said, nope, Zeke is leaving. That was how I felt.
Yeah. I turned to my wife and said, that's not going good for Zeke, for that he had that confessional and that they kind of made sure that was the final thing said before it goes into the butched up or chopped up intro. So
Which you can watch on YouTube.
so I don't know if anybody's noticed this or is it just me. The way this season's been edited, I feel that they go right to the challenges and then tribal, but it feels like it fits, but it feels like it's been rushed. I don't know if it's just me. I'm not sure how to explain what I'm trying to say.
I think I know what you're trying to say. I would like to see, and I'm only going to say 2 seconds of Survivor Australia, where they showed more on the land, more about communicating and more about plotting and this and that. And we don't see this here. It's reward. They showed us 5 seconds of the family, which I was fine with because I only cared about Adam. And then it was challenge. That was it. It was 1, 2, 3 over.
Yeah, I feel like this has been oddly paced. Just wanted to throw it out there. But we do go right into the reward challenge with this being the family reward, which we get back after they skipped in Korong. I guess technically they brought it back for Cambodia, but we didn't see it the last season that aired in Korong. Adam right away decides to say that he's not going to use the advantage. Of course, that was something that Taylor tried to play up and trying to get him voted out. It seemed like it worked for him at the very end. Who's your guys' favorite family moment there? Aaron?
I don't know. I thought the one with David's father, I thought that was touching, but what really turned me off of the whole thing and me asking you I'm supposed to have a favorite is because the thing that was bugging me the most was that, geez, this is a lot of loved ones here. Oh wait, there's 9 people still left and it's almost day 33.
I liked them all, but I thought Zeke's was really nice. What his father said about him was nice, so I really liked that. Adam, of course, was very touching because we know about his mother. So Adam and Zeke's stood out the most, and David's for me. Everyone else was kind of like, well, Jay met his sister, like, it's your sister, Ken with his brother. It was all just kind of like touching, but it wasn't enough for me. So Zeke, David, Adam were my favorites.
Well, I think we were all expecting Adams because we all know what happened, and just they kept showing Adam when everyone, and you could see him gradually just starting to lose it more and more, ready to see his family. But the one that stood out to me was Jay. It was nice to see some emotion from him and see that, I don't know, it kind of made him look more like a good guy, because I think he is genuinely a good guy. Mm-hmm. I know when he got with Taylor and Michelle, he kind of became very bro-y and very kind of frat douche. But seeing this side of him kind of shed a little bit more light on him, that I really am liking the way Jay is playing and the character that he's been giving us. I think he's really funny in the confessionals. I think he's doing really well. So that was the one that stood out to me, was Jay and his sister.
Yeah, of course, the Adam and his brother family moment was I think crushing. At the same time, we get to know a little bit more about him, and it's, I mean, just what his brother was telling him. I was talking to people in several different chats, and they were all saying they were crying. So of course we all wanted to see him be able to get news from his family. Seeing that Jay took Sunday was kind of weird for me. But I guess they were kind of getting a little bit closer in the previous episode with her trying to take over, kind of like a motherly role kind of thing.
Nicole's mom.
Yeah.
Nicole's mom.
So yeah, and but the thing that he took Will, and actually I believe that's what turned the tide for everything, and will lead us to the next thing, because Will's talking to his mom. He says, kind of woke him up to that he needs to start playing. I mean, come on. Like I said with Hannah before, and this was a couple episodes before, you've been out there now, 31 days now? 30 days? And you're just thinking about playing the game? It's the reason why we haven't heard from him very much in this whole season. And he decides that he's going to target Zeke. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. My Zeke's stock for me was really high all season until last week. His stock started to fall on my, at least for me, the way
Me too.
he acted in that tribal. And he sounded really, to me, he sounded really cocky at the beginning. Didn't really help. So I was actually for Will wanting to make this move. What did y'all think?
I thought it was a week too late. Why put yourself at risk last week and not flip when you could easily vote out Zeke, when you're going to just turn around and vote out Zeke when you have the numbers? I don't know why he had to put himself at risk for a rock draw if he was going to immediately turn around and go the other way.
I thought the same thing.
I thought it was bizarre.
Yep.
Yes, very, very, very bizarre.
Plus, we still have
100%.
Jessica.
Yeah.
And I thought that too. When he flipped this week, I'm like, oh my God, why did you just write down Zeke's name? I go, you would have the numbers even more. And, I don't get it.
Aaron?
Okay, with Will, well, first of all, with Adam, getting the beats from, I'm sorry for using that slang word, okay. Adam getting the details from his brother, who seems like he's, I don't know, probably 10 years older. He's balding. I really thought that there was going to be a chance that Adam could have quit and wanted out of the game, considering we all know what happened to Adam's mother.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't get that from him at all.
Well, I just thought we're looking at like a 7-person finale now. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe Adam goes, but no, he's going to stay there. When it's really, really hurting, personally as the viewer here, and I'm sure other people, I don't know if they were crying for the same reasons, is because just sitting there and watching it and hearing him that he's going to stay when the guy has no idea that days later.
Yeah, it's a rough situation there. And I understand what you're saying with that. And it felt with where we're at in the season and everything, I see what you're saying and I kind of agree. I just couldn't see Adam doing it. Just with all that we know about how he is with this game and everything, and how this has been his life dream, really, and how much.
And his mother would
Absolutely
never want him to quit. If
and they had that
never
conversation.
My son, I would tell my son, you stay. No matter what, you stay. You're there for $1 million. Stay. Because coming home isn't changing anything. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. It's not. So I think that it's pretty awesome that he stayed.
Yeah.
I think it was the best thing for probably his family.
It's the only way I can see him leaving in the next episode is if they came and told him, "Look, this is happening. It's gonna be like pretty much what they did with Terry in Cambodia. Look, this is happening. We think it's best for you to leave." I don't remember if they gave him the option to stay or not, but I'm pretty sure Terry was not going to stay.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Listen, Jeff doesn't do that. So if he's coming to you and says, "Listen, your wife called, blah 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 blah," that's a huge thing. If your family member is interrupting a season that you can win $1 million on, it is serious, and you get home.
And today, he gets Adam gives the really bad reward stealer twist.
Yes. So Adam has relinquished his twist, which I still don't see any.
Awesome. I think that what Adam did, if he got rid of it. He was never going to use that.
Yeah.
No.
It's a bad thing. Jay might be dumb enough to use it. And it was really giving him nothing. It was, I mean, I don't know what Adam's intentions were. They could have been very good. But I look at it as good. Get rid of it because you're never going to use it. And maybe Jay will be dumb enough to use it. And then that night he's voted out.
Yeah.
That's what would have been me.
Yeah.
And that's why I would have given it away.
Exactly. I don't know his intention, like you said. I kind of want to say Adam is smart enough to get rid of it, trying to get him to use it. But I don't know. Maybe he was just so touched with Jay taking him that he was willing to give that lame advantage up. But I guess I can't see anyone else but Jay using it if there was someone to use it. We'll see. We do go to a immunity challenge, which had, from what I understood, I was on one of my Survivor chats. They told me that the last time that this particular challenge was in Survivor South Pacific, which I don't remember who won that one, but that was Anthony and Caroline, the ones that good. Thank you for giving that information.
For the women.
Yeah. So
It was
thank
used
you.
in Nicaragua as well.
So
Which
thank
this
you.
season is.
So thank you, Anthony and Caroline, for giving me that information. I was not going to be able to find that by myself. Okay, so Adam wins immunity, keeping Will's plan alive. Yeah, he keeps Will's plan alive because Will is trying to get Zeke out, and I don't know.
Are we going to talk about Ken? Is this where we're going?
Yes.
I was lost
I need
after.
to say something.
I was lost.
Ken is a pretty face. Ken has a pretty face, a pretty body, but he needs to be seen and not heard because Will is talking to him. Let's vote out Zeke. And then Will shares, like, listen, I'm being honest with you. I want to prove to you I'm being honest with you. And I need to tell you something. You were the one they're going to vote out. And instead of Ken saying, thank you for sharing this with me, at least I know I can trust you now, Ken's ego was so bruised.
How
Vote
bruised
me
was
out.
it?
Me? What did Ken hasn't really done much worthy of winning, but he's a pretty face. So I'm just like, here we go. Now he goes up to Jay immediately and says, you're going to vote me out? Like, I'm just, at this point, Ken is lucky he's still there.
Yes.
Because everyone could have flipped on him. What it shows is that he can't keep his mouth shut.
Now let's.
He's just a moron. Will is lucky he's still there.
Yes.
Because of Ken. And I'm telling you, I think that Ken should go in the next 2 weeks because again, pretty face, nice body. He has a horrible social game, and he's good at comps, but he's just a freaking idiot.
Let's not forget, it's not the first time he did this. This is the second time he did this with, in what is it, episode 3, when Paul gets booted? No, when Jessica gets saved, right?
Yeah, he does it with Lucy.
Yeah.
It was episode 4.
Yeah.
It was episode 4 when he spoke to Lucy, and Lucy was out because Jessica got the idol played for her.
Thank goodness about that. But Ken is just a moron.
Aaron?
Wait, let me understand because when Ken did the thing that he did, I was sort of lost on the live thread and also really getting bothered about other things. Season 34 starting on March 8th. Yes, it's a thing. And just, there being 2 episodes left, these things were going in my head. What did Ken exactly do? He was told by Will that they were...
He was told by Will that they're targeting him. He right away goes to Jay and confronts Jay about it. Of course, Will is now out in the open, which would leave your alliance out cold because why would Will want to work with you at that time?
Yeah.
So they could have just easily voted off Ken, but they decided on Hannah.
Yeah,
because they thought David had an idol and David would play it on Ken. Now that Ken knows he's the target.
That David knew how to sniff out idols, so obviously David's a god.
Yeah.
So David's a drug dog.
Yep, that was it.
pretty much. So yeah, he's another one. Ken. It had been a couple of weeks where anybody's, like I said, their stock in the game didn't really change for me. Adam was on a downward spiral. He's a little bit up now, more this week. But Ken and Zeke were the one. Zeke last week went down, and this week went down more. Ken is the one that dropped down for me at that particular moment. And I even said to people I was in the chat with, I'm over Ken. I do not want him to win. My brother likes Ken, and my brother would like for Ken to win, but me, I do not want Ken to win anymore because of that stupid move he did.
Yeah, now I'm thinking I got to go through my. After this episode ended, I mentioned before how I have all the final 3 scenarios listed. And all the scenarios that Zeke was in, I had him winning. So with that out of the way, now everybody's going to do better for themselves. So and I had Ken in second as the second most likely to win, but not anymore. I have Jay now.
Yeah, no way that the jury respects Ken.
I have Jay second, and I have David, Hannah, Ken.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I think Ken.
Not Ken. David, Hannah, Jay. I'm sorry, definitely not Ken. David, Hannah, or Adam. Adam has definitely moved up.
I have 0 out of 21 for Adam, 0 out of 21 for Will. I have 15 out of 21 for Ken, but I think that's got to go down because now I'm hearing all these comments, and I think that David may have a better shot at winning than his buddy.
Yeah, and I lost the thread of all. Oh yeah, Ken is one of these players that really has stock in honor and loyalty, and I don't think he's lying. I think that's the way he actually thinks. But
it's his ego.
Yes, Will. I think Will is right. Will is actually right in this case. He goes, "I put my neck out on the line for you, and then you go and actually betray me. Mm-hmm. Where is the loyalty in that? It's that's not the way you prove yourself to be loyal, by you stabbing someone in the back that just told you information that will save you. I know he might not have done it maliciously, but you need to play the game."
What's his name? Who lost on Survivor Australia?
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
he's the same person.
Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly. No. I'm talking Australia, not Survivor AU, not Survivor Australia.
Australian Survivor.
Survivor. What's his name?
Nick?
No.
Lee.
There. Oh my God. Yeah, Lee.
He's Lee. Exactly. That's Lee. Like, I'm loyalty. I'm this. And when you're not, it's okay not to be loyal in this game. You can't be loyal, but don't preach loyalty and then backstab someone 2 seconds later.
Exactly.
Oh my God, Ken aggravated me.
The game.
So this will actually, all this talking that we're doing right now is actually going to lead to the tribal, because
and these tribals have been awesome, by the way. Awesome.
And this is another thing I was saying, that the pacing kind of seems off in these episodes, because we had 20. It's like 20 minutes left when they're going to tribal, but I felt tribal was so short for some reason. So I don't get where all those 20 minutes went to. But we have pretty much the two sides fighting for Will this time now, and everyone kind of thinks Will's is gonna be switching back to Zeke's side, and we have Adam plays idol. Unfortunately, what did you all think of his idol play? Do you think it was good, even though it was wasted, or was it a bad move because he wasted it?
I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
I think it was good because it had good intentions, and if Will didn't vote out Zeke, it definitely was saving Hannah and sending Zeke out the door. It's just sadly another wasted idol. We've had lots of wasted idols. I don't think that anyone has played an idol on themselves.
No.
My concern with the play was because if it would have worked and like been an effective idol play and it would have saved Hannah, that's great. That's a positive. But I think the other side of it is a double negative. That one, you wasted it, and two, you show Will that I don't trust you. Mm-hmm. I don't trust that you're going to be on my side and vote for this. So now Will
doesn't trust Will, though.
Exactly. But now he's showing Will that.
I don't know if Will's smart enough to pick that up, though.
Yeah, but Will does know that he's not getting the credit.
Yeah.
He's not getting the credit anymore. And now that Adam played it, he took, and that's all Will wanted was one move that that he got the credit for it, and now he's not going to get it because Adam played that idol.
Yeah, it's overshadowed. That's definitely going to be overshadowed by Adam playing his idol, even though it was wasted. I myself, as a fan, will give credit more to Will, but will the people, the jury, and the people remaining give him the credit that he wanted? Because even though the idol was wasted, will they still see it that way?
I don't think they will, because no matter what.
I think they will, because the idol was wasted. Will still voted out Zeke, and I was hoping he did. I was hoping that. I know that Ken messed up so bad.
Yes, absolutely.
But and you know what? Maybe now that Ken messed up so bad, they're definitely not going to think you're going to flip now. Please still vote out Zeke, even though Ken deserves to leave. Please vote out Zeke, because getting out Zeke means that David is safe, and that's all I wanted at the end of that episode was David safe. Even though I knew David wasn't the target, David was not going to be the target next week once Zeke was out. Zeke was the only one gunning for him. But I think that Will would get the credit, but the problem is, just like Ken, when you're preaching, I want credit, I want this, I want loyalty, I want this, you don't get it because you're asking for it.
Yeah.
Yes. It goes back to, why did you take so long to try to play the game? Why? Why? When you had plenty of chances to try to play the game earlier. I mean, at the very second episode, he had a chance to go with the Nerd Alliance, and no, he wanted to play with the cool kids.
And that
the
was his
college
first
kids.
confessional, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it was
No,
first
it wasn't.
confessional in the first episode, but that was the first time we got he said something. Oh yeah, she's totally like a Parvati or something. Like, okay, name drop of contestant. You know, we can put a coin in the jar there. Also, we must mention about Adam where he hid the idol. I'm going to comment on that and say Kim did it better. I found an immunity idol, and it's in my crotch. Wow.
So let me ask you guys this. We've gone pretty quickly through the episode, because I don't think there's a lot to talk about the episode, but there was pretty good episodes. There's pretty good talking points here that we talked about. But let me ask you this. I've been seeing on Twitter, and I've been seeing it on Facebook. I feel like the people that are going out there now on Survivor are starting to make moves for the TV or for the viewing sake, rather than for their own game. Do you guys see the same thing I'm seeing, or is it just something I'm kind of?
A little. I think it's been a discussion. I mean, not exactly that of people going on Survivor now. I think that we're trying to figure out, okay, which season do we blame? And I think it's now sort of all around the board here. That we can come to the conclusion that I think Micronesia was the season that really started to emphasize on the blind side, and that every tribal council needed to have the quote unquote big move. So I think it might have started there.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining there. That's making good TV. Yeah, I think
these tribals have been amazing.
Absolutely.
I really have been very happy at all these tribals. So
I don't mind the actual TV viewing aspect of it, but I think that sometimes they kill their own game by trying to play to us.
Will was a moron at tribal. Like, he kept basically saying, I'm the one to look out for, I'm the one that's gonna come and win this. You have to kind of at least say a little quiet, like David gets to the finale, he could win. He's not throwing it in your face, he's not saying at tribal, I'm the winner,
and he's got the biggest growth.
Yeah, he doesn't do any of that. Neither does Hannah, and Jay really doesn't do it either. He's very kind of low key at tribal. He speaks when spoken to. He doesn't give too much information away. I mean, even when he was with Taylor and Taylor was being a moron, Jay said things, but he knew how bad Taylor was. Like, he was just thinking to himself, holy crap. And at the end of that tribal, he voted Taylor out anyway. But, so I've lost my thought. Those are the ones that are going to win, not the ones who give us good TV. Good TV never wins.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, with the
unless
whole,
you're Tony. Unless
I
you're
think
Tony.
no matter.
Oh yeah,
what,
Tony's like one of my favorite players of all time.
and Fabio. I mean, it's now very. I think now for the last couple of seasons, with the exception of Karong, even though kudos to Michelle on her win, but the thing was, I think they had a hard time trying to, find any confessionals for us to really, where's the character in this person or what? With Survivor, going back to if they're making these moves just for the sake of TV or whatnot, I think no matter what happens, Survivor is going to stay the same as a game, as a social experiment in which you learn about yourself and you learn about others from all walks of life. I don't think that's going to change. I think the only way it changes is if, God forbid, a jury vote comes in the hands of the audience.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to change.
Yeah, I agree with what everybody's saying as far as the TV portion being good for us. I already said that. We'll see how it continues to go on, I guess, for the season and for other seasons that to come. So let's go ahead and get some final thoughts on this episode, or the contestants, whatever you guys want to talk about real quick. Aaron, what do you think? Final thoughts on this episode?
This episode compared to the last two, I was very impressed with the last two episodes. I think they could have stood on their own, but then again, I think they had it together because of the whole rock thing, where David didn't want to draw a rock, and then when he did draw a rock, hey, he gets a freebie on the reward. But in terms of this episode, it was all right. Some nice moments here and there. I think overall this season, it's not bad. I already have it. I have a pending ranking for it. For now, it may go up, it may go down. I have it at number 25 out of the 33 seasons. In terms of the newbie seasons, I have it at the third worst newbie season. The other two being One World and Cook Islands. I mean, I will look forward to its finale. I'm a little bit scared about that there's still 8 people left. For me, I would be very happy if David won because I liked him since day one. But Jay, I think he's probably got the best shot now because it seems that everybody likes him. Like there's not a bad thing to say about him, and I think in any final three scenario he wins. But I don't think this season can get any better or worse. I think it's just the way it is. I think it's just okay. So it'll be fun to see what happens the next 2 weeks.
Kim?
For me, I would say that I'm more talking about, I guess, who I lost respect for would be Ken. I don't like Sunday because she's Nicole's mom. She's all about the guys, and I don't know. I'm done with them. I like this season. I like the characters. I really do. I like David. Didn't think I would. I'm starting to like Hannah. I don't dislike Jay, so it's hard, and I have to talk quick because there's going to be noise in the background. So
I don't think I'd ever say this, but I agree with Kim, and I couldn't disagree more with Aaron. I think this is a great season. I think this is one of my it's surprising. I agree with Kim on something. I think this is a great season. It's one of the better seasons I've seen in quite a while, in my opinion. I think every episode, something interesting has happened. I think all the tribals have been great. I know we've been losing a lot of big characters, but there's still a lot of big characters left. I think it's been great. Zeke will be missed. He was a funny presence. He went downhill with some comments he made. I didn't really think too much into it because it was so brief and very self-policed, and they shut it down pretty quickly. So I have no real big problem with it. Yeah, it wasn't a good look, but whatever. I think out of who's left, I think we have an interesting mix here. One thing that really stands out to me in the comment you guys made earlier was that you were a little bit surprised with Jay picking Sunday for the reward. But if you look back on it, they've out of the 6 times they've been at tribal council together, 5 of those times they've voted with each other. I think that really that Ikabula tribe from the middle section of the game is strong. Ever since the tribe, we have not lost a single Ikabula person. Brett, Sunday, Hannah, Will, and Jay are all still in the game. I think they're an interesting mix there that they have left. As we've been saying, I think my top person right now, I gotta say, is Jay. I think Jay's in a good spot. Jay has an idol. Jay has an advantage. I'm hoping those things don't turn on him, but he's in a good spot. Beyond that, I think Adam and David are behind him in making an end run to the game. I think no matter what, I think Sunday's going to be in the finale. I don't see her being voted out. I don't see her.
She better not. I'm telling you right now. I no one interrupts me. If she wins, it'll be another travesty to this show.
I see no way she wins, but I think she'll be there.
Doesn't. She only wins in one scenario.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I could see where Sunday gets cut, the only way I think Sunday gets cut is people see how close she is with Jay, because I think she really is close with Jay, and it may be a time when it gets down to less people and Jay has the immunity and they need to get a number out on his side, she gets cut. That's the only way I see her going. Beyond that, I think she's there with 1-0 votes.
Yes, but I agree. I don't think she's going to have anything. I can't. She's done nothing.
Her one shot at winning in a Final 3 scenario I have is her up against Will and Adam.
No way. No chance she wins.
Absolutely not. She can't win against either. No way. She's done nothing. She's done 0 all season. What has she done?
Nobody really likes Will, and nobody really likes Adam.
I think people respect Adam. If you look at this episode and see what he did this episode with his advantage, I think people are starting to respect him. I think the person that didn't like Adam was Taylor, and Taylor was very vocal about it and made people not like Adam. I think a lot has changed since Taylor left.
I think Adam's downfall, I guess, during the middle of the game was more television based, as far as us seeing how he was playing the game and how in trouble he was getting with all the swarming and all the scrambling. It might not play the same way out there on the island, and his stock might not have fallen out there with anybody else, other than maybe with Taylor, maybe a little bit with Zeke and all, with saying that don't want to work with him, they want to vote him out eventually. But I don't think everybody else is seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
There is a chance that in these next 2 episodes, maybe Adam can really redeem himself. But I think I said before that in the Final 3 scenarios, for now, I don't have Adam or Will winning any of them. But between the 2 of them, if one of them was going to win one, obviously Adam, because we know him the most. And the guy, at least, I think they'll appreciate, him as a person if he were to make it. I mean, depending on who he makes it to in the Final 3, if he were to make it that far, would all depend on how much they respect or probably don't respect. I think it would hang on the fact that he's out there for his family. And I think they may like that and think of him as a good human. I mean, they may not like the fact that he's out there.
But I don't think that they're just going to give it to him or not give it to him because of his family. I mean, he's made moves. He's won challenges. I don't really think anyone dislikes him out there. Also, to be honest, I haven't really heard anyone talk bad about him or Will.
And I don't know if he'll actually use his mom card. I don't think he's someone who.
He hasn't really used it yet.
No, I think he's probably saving it for Final Tribal.
I don't know. At the beginning of the season, I said he might be doing that, and I don't know if he will. I'm not sure if he will. Great discussion, guys. Let's go ahead and leave it there.
Great way to end it.
I want to go ahead and thank everybody for your time and for coming here and for this episode. You can always find us here on my YouTube channel, Perspective, as well as you can always find me at Twitter, Snapchat, and all the other social media sites. Pretty much, let us know what you think about. Where can people find you, Kim?
You can find me on Twitter at Kim_is__board, and I am very opinionated. So I hope you enjoy it.
Randy?
Yes, Kim is opinionated. You can find me on Twitter at Randy Knoop. That's RandyKNUP. Follow me there. I post I have a lot of like Survivor drafts and competitions that I do with people all around Twitter. So I post a lot of stuff about those. Check those out. We're kind of at an interesting spot in a lot of them.
His drafts are the best, by the way. Just to interrupt. His drafts are the best.
I think we got some good games going on. So it'll be really interesting. So make sure you check it out. And for future seasons, message me if you're interested in doing any sort of competition. It'll be fun. So yeah, check me out there.
Aaron? Sorry, Aaron, I renamed
Freudian
you.
slip. You're comparing me to a. Well, it's not that fun. He's not too much older than me. For me, I actually got some stuff coming up here. Not Facebook wise, no, YouTube wise. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and whatnot.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We'll go ahead and leave it there. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.